Relax and get loose while I put you up on game. The Figure Booth with Josh and Nate. This that podcast for those in the know. Batman vs. Iron Man, how would it go? We talking one of a kind, collectibles. Mezco toys are respectable. It's unacceptable if it's not in the packaging. Nate don't take pics if you ain't rapping it. Nate's dirty tricks are always happening. But damn it, man, don't you be stressing. Round here we believe in plastic confessions. We trying to figure out the figures that's gonna stand the test of time. That G.I. Joe handmade hit me in the spine. There's perfection in the way that these toys are made. But I also wanna know, do I pick Wade or Slade? So this is where I come to kick it with the guys. The Figure Booth. Like, comment, and subscribe.
What is up, Toy Fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Figure Booth. You have made it. I am your host, Josh, aka Prime to the First.
Hey guys, this is Nate, aka FigureFan_Nate. You've reached episode 37, which we're calling "Tis the Season."
It is the season to.
We're in December officially.
Man, it's crazy.
I can't believe it.
We took a break. We didn't do an episode for Thanksgiving. It's crazy.
Got a lot of hate. A lot of hate.
Yeah. Haters were all sprinkling their hate all over you. And it's crazy. I feel like I need to get back on the bike and, get the rust off the wheels. Get back.
Yeah, I missed it, man. Like,
it was weird.
If anybody listening doesn't know, that was our first week that we've ever missed an episode since we started. We started back in like March.
Yeah.
March of 2021. So we're up to episode 37 now. We should reach episode 40 by end of year if we keep this consistent. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of like it's part of our daily lives now. So when we miss an episode, it kind of feels a little weird.
It did.
I feel like I'm missing something, but
yeah, it's
Thanksgiving. So, it's expected that as we get to the end of the year and as the holidays roll around, that stuff's going to happen. It's just family, like we talked about, the supports. Yeah. Family's important. You got to spend time with the family. And sometimes you got to just put the podcast on the back seat a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And, I think it worked out a little bit better because it gave us time to breathe and really plan to end the year strong. And I think that's what really counts, right? We want to give you guys some really good quality. And we've been getting a ton of good feedback, which I'm always a fan of constructive feedback. And you guys have been killing it by letting us know that, one, the topics are hitting home. You guys really enjoyed the topics. And that's what we wanted to do, was create some type of dialogue. Just plant that seed where you're like, ponder a question. The other thing was just that consistent feedback that you guys are giving us, that not only do you guys like the topic, but the dynamic between Nate and myself is somewhat pleasing to the audience, which is great. We got a good balance between the lives. I think we've been having great participation from everyone. But you guys really are a huge part of the show, and you guys are helping us mold it into something that's, I think, going to be great. So I think both of us really appreciate that.
Yeah, I can't echo that enough, man. We got I think 9 or 10 comments on our last episode, which that's a lot for people that are watching a pre-recorded episode and they want to say something about it. I think that last episode probably hit home for a lot of people. It's something that we're all kind of experiencing. And to Prime's point,
for sure,
I think our last live was probably one of our most successful yet. So yeah, I mean, you guys are a big reason why we do this. So the feedback that we get, the comments that we get, the shares, all that stuff, it really does mean a lot to us. So we're glad that it's resonating with a lot of you.
So we thought, hey, we're getting close to that. It's the season of giving, a lot of gifts. And how do we talked about budgeting our pre-orders. We talked about shopping for the family. But so we wanted to come together and create some type of buyer's guide for the collector. What is it that you personally as a collector would want to get? What does your Christmas list look like? But then for your fellow collector, do you go out and do you know any collectors that are within that circle where, hey, I'm going to shop for, my brother-in-law is a huge collector. So I'm like, okay, do I get him a figure that's not in his collection? Do I get him something that's in a line? Do I introduce him to a new line? I think sometimes shopping for a fellow collector is hard and easy at the same time, because you can put no thought into it and you're like, oh, I know he wants a Toddy Mac figure. Boom, here, whatever, and I'll just grab whatever's on the shelf, right?
Who wants a Toddy Mac figure?
Or you can like go and put some effort and try to find out maybe like an exclusive one, or I don't know, something a little different, or introduce the one collector into a new line, you know. So I think sometimes that's a challenge.
Right.
And then, you know, introducing maybe if you have little ones or a niece and nephew into collecting, like, do you want to be that cool uncle or the cool aunt that is like, hey, here, I'm going to buy you your first action figure or introduce you to superheroes? There's always that. I think when I was a kid, my older brothers that did that for me. Like, they introduced me to Michael Keaton. They got me the Batman playset. It's stuff like that where I think a lot of us now as collectors, that's what we remember. We're like, oh, I remember my first action figure, my first toy that I got.
Yeah, and I remember as a young collector, I didn't have a whole lot of focus as far as what I wanted. So I would get like literally anything. I'm like, oh, sure, I'll take that. I'll take this. I'll take that. And it's not after you've been collecting for a few years where you're like, okay, these are the things that I really care about.
Yeah.
You know, maybe avoid some of this other random stuff. So if anything, for you like young collectors, trying to keep those guys focused on something. So like,
true.
You know, if Prime was just starting out and I learned something about him, like, okay, he likes zombies, he likes Marvel, you know, that's kind of his jam. So maybe figures I could get that kind of focus him in that direction. Because it's hard to know. There's so much good stuff coming out that it is hard to stay focused, and it is hard to know, like, what figures do I get? What figures should I pass on? There's that FOMO that happens, you know, as a young collector. Like, I can't afford anything, but what should I be getting? And then you end up getting stuff that maybe you don't care about as much. So yeah, I think a buyer's guide for the collector is great because as a toy collector, we tend to collect a lot of stuff. So what can you get someone that also collects toys and is in the hobby? And it could be maybe not a figure. It could be other things outside of that that might help that person in whatever kind of focus they have.
Yeah. And sometimes like and here, like shopping for a collector, from one collector to another, I think we overthink it and we go for what's obvious. I'm going to get him a figure, and you know, he likes super articulation. I'm going to just get him a Gucci Gang, and boom, there you go. You got yourself a Yamaguchi. And it's great. Like, of course, any collector loves to get another action figure, but sometimes it's the ones where, like, I remember I gave my friend like this tackle box, and it had all these organized, and he was like, dude, now I can throw all my accessories. So I didn't even think of, and that is a huge plus. So like, those are some of, I think, really great gifts where sometimes only a collector is going to know, like, oh, you may not know you need this, but you need this. Is a really good tackle box. You know, a lot of times, like the fishing tackle boxes, because they have so many different compartments, that's a really good gift to a collector. The minute I introduce these clear tackle boxes into my collection, like, I know where all my guns are at. I know where all my head sculpts are at. Like, everything is super, super duper organized, and it gives you so much more clarity to your collection. So that would be my like number one recommendation is, like, if you know a collector, like, help them get organized. A lot of us collectors are super disorganized, especially when we're really knee deep in it. Like, I had everything in plastic baggies and in totes. So if you know you have your collection in totes, give them something to help them organize. It was huge. So organization to me was a huge plus when I would, you know, see that, and I'd pick a couple of things up and then pass them down. I think it's a major tool to have in your collection.
Yeah, it's a great point, because everybody always goes to the tried and true. Like, let me just get him a figure that he might not have. But if you think about it, we're all toy collectors. So if I find a figure that I want, I'm probably just going to go ahead and buy it anyways.
Yep.
If I don't have it yet, I probably didn't have a lot of interest to begin with. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the tackle boxes are great. I use them as well. I probably have like maybe 6 or 7 of them by now.
Yeah.
Just because I have so many figures that I have accessories for. But when I go and do shots, using those are so extremely useful to like find specific accessories, or, you know, because, you know, with the Mezcos or any other figure, they come with just so many accessories, and sometimes they're small, and you know, how am I going to organize this and keep it in a certain way? Like, yeah, you could put them in plastic baggies, but you start to stack that stuff up. You could scratch figures or mess with the paint or something. So you need to get something like a tackle box just to keep it nice and organized. Like, I've got like my DC box, my Marvel box, my Yamaguchi box. You know, I've got like all my different boxes, so I know exactly where to go when I'm doing a toy photo, which helps me keep it organized. So I can just put everything right back in there after the photo session. For any toy photographers out there, you guys know it can get really messy when you're trying to do a shot, because you're like, okay, let me swap out the hands. No, I don't like that. Let me put a different accessory in there. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You're trying to litter the scene with extra accessories. By the time I'm done, my workspace just looks like a mess.
Yeah.
If I don't have anything to put it back in, it just kind of stays that way, which drives me nuts. So yeah, you can get those. You can find them at the dollar store for really cheap. I think they're like maybe $3 at the dollar store.
Our unofficial sponsor, the dollar store.
The
$1.25 store.
Yeah, the $1.25 store now. If you watch the live, you know what we're talking about. But yeah, the dollar store is great. They have a lot of stuff for toy photographers.
Yeah.
That is actually, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can make somebody happy that you're friends with. You know, if you have just a close friend in the community, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on them.
Yeah.
Just show you appreciate them by spend $1, maybe spend $1.25 on something.
Yeah.
Send it to them. I think that personal connection is really what you're trying to get. Like, hey, I appreciate you as a friend. Yep. I appreciate you supporting me. Let me give you something just to show you.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you don't want the tackle boxes and maybe you want something to store your figures, Hobby Lobby or Michaels has stuff that's really great. It's the photo and craft keepers.
Yeah.
Sometimes the names vary a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's an actual box with individual boxes that are maybe about this big. I'm, doing, for anybody listening on audio, I'm kind of doing a visual representation.
It's like a 5x7 type of measurement.
Yes.
4x,
yeah, exactly. 5x7. So you can fit a Mezco figure in there and all of their accessories. So if you maybe have a lot of valuable Mezcos, like Rumble Society stuff, that stuff is great.
Yeah.
If you don't have a DTOF to display it, or if you don't want to have it out on display,
right?
Rather than keeping it in box, you can keep it in these photo and craft keepers. They're like $15 at Hobby Lobby or Michaels. I use those all the time for all my Rumble Society stuff. It's great.
I really wanted to pick some up because there was a time where they were like on sale for like, I don't know, I want to say like $8 or something.
Yeah, they went on sale for like half price at one point.
And and again, like, from one collector to another, those are really good tools to have, because especially if you take a road trip or you like to go, try to do some outdoor photography, it's really good to have that type of arsenal or tool in your arsenal. So that way you keep it organized and you're not losing stuff. Because the last thing you'd want to do is throw a figure, regardless of what it is, in a Ziploc bag or in a baggie, throw them in your backpack and, or whatever.
It's crushed.
It's getting crushed, or it's, you lose stuff. I love those photo craft keeper thingies.
Yeah, and they come with like 16 different containers.
That's a lot of figures.
To Prime's point about like traveling, I usually will put maybe 2 or 3 in my bag. They're really easy to store because I'm not worrying about crushing the figure. It's already in its plastic box. Can put that in my bag, take it with me. It makes it really easy just to transport that stuff, or keep it in, some kind of organization in your house. Because as we collect, we open stuff and it's like, what am I going to do with all these accessories? How am I going to keep this organized?
Yeah.
And if you don't have some kind of organization process in place, it can get out of control really quickly and you can lose stuff. And when you go try to resell that figure, you have to tell somebody, it's missing a couple of batarangs or something because I didn't have some kind of organization system in place.
Yeah.
Just avoid that. Save yourself the worry.
Oh yeah. I recently bought, it was like an 80-part tool, like organizer for like small bits and pieces of tools. And it was like an 80 drawer. Yeah. And I put it up on, I have a peg wall in my garage, and I threw it up there, and I was like, I think this would help, because then I just have like little drawers I can pull out for all the different parts. And I threw in all my Mayfix stuff. I threw in like a ton of stuff that I have in my DTOFs, where some of those accessories, I needed them to be like at a hand's reach, so I can just see. The tackle boxes, I have to like go and kind of search for them, and I have to do a better job of labeling them because they're all the same color. But I'm like, okay, which one's my Mezco stuff? Which one, So if you're a collector to that point, this wall like tool organizer, it really helped because they're clear slots, and then I just printed pictures of the accessories for each figure. Like if it was a Storm collectible, I got a image off of Google and just got the picture of the figure and I threw it in there. So from a glance, I can say, oh, okay, this is the Dark Knight Mayfix. This is where I have his parts, and then I just slide out the little bin. That's so much more efficient than digging through a bin of like I remember I used to have all the weapons just in like, oh, here's a bin full of weapons.
Yeah, and then you don't know what goes where.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
I see people posting online. Does anybody know what this weapon goes to? I had it in a bag full of other weapons. I have no idea what it goes to. You don't want to be that guy.
No, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Because people like complete figures, whether or not you're keeping it or you're selling it. So yeah, have some organization in place. Like Prime said, I really want one of those like toolboxes that's taller and it has like 80 drawers in it.
Yep.
Just so I don't have all these individual like tackle boxes. Yeah, they're great, but after about 6 or 7, I'm it's stacking up pretty high. I'm like, okay, I need something bigger now to kind of organize all of this into.
And it was 80 little slots, right? And I was like, man, that's a lot. I'm gonna have space.
Filled it up fast.
I filled it up fast, especially because the first 3 rows was all my Mezco, like my Black Skulls and all that stuff, and they come with a ton of stuff. And I was able to fit all the soft goods and everything. And I was like, by the time I reached the top, I'm like, okay, great. Now I need a second one, so I'm on the hunt.
Those are hard to find. I don't see those very often.
Yeah, I get them here in California. We have a Harbor Freight, and that's where usually I keep an eye on. I go visit Harbor Freight because that's where I get the tackle boxes too, from Harbor Freight, the unofficial sponsor. They're only about $14, so there you have it.
There you go. Harbor Freight, please
tell them the Figure Booth sent you for a 0% code discount. They're like, who? What? We don't care. I think the other thing, and it's like coming back to tools, because sometimes like if you get a figure, especially like family or friends, right? They don't know your collection that well. They're like, oh, I see you have a bunch of Spider-Man. I'm gonna just get you a Spider-Man, and then you end up with like
another Spider-Man that you probably already have.
Yeah, and it's like getting a tie or something. If you're a dad, you're like, oh, great, another fucking tie.
Another fucking tie.
I think lights, like doing just and getting them just like some really good, like a lot of you always want to think, okay, I like to collect, I like toy photography, but what are some things that you want but you don't see yourself spending money on? Ask for those lights. So I think someone that doesn't collect and you ask for some light, they're like, okay, I'm willing to give you the good. If you really want those lights, they're not going to probably know why or whatever, but at least this is one way you can get yourself some good lights, or at least decent.
That was on my list too, is lights. And you don't have to go with like expensive lights.
Yeah.
Lume Cube is always the go-to, and people feel like I gotta have Lume Cube to be good, but that's not where I started.
Yeah.
I started with desktop lamps and like some daylight bulbs. I mean, just go cheap. Like you can get, like I talked about in our live recently, you can get a ring light at the dollar store for $10. And it works great. I mean, it works great. I've used it in like the last 5 or 6 shots. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's another company called Ulanzi.
Yeah, they're really good.
Ulanzi. You can see them on Amazon. They're all over the place, but they have the RGB color panels.
Yeah.
They have regular panels. They have little cubes. And they are like, they're like 25% of the cost of like a Lume Cube.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, they're fairly similar quality.
Yep.
So you don't have to go like spend all this money. People think of lights as like very expensive, but that's not true. Like you can buy other stuff that is very useful. And for a toy photographer, you can't have enough lights. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, I've got probably like 6 or 7 lights. I may use 3 or 4 in a shot, but eventually those 6 or 7 get used at some point in a future shot. So the more lights I have, the more useful it can be for me as a toy photographer. So that's a great idea. That was on my list too.
Oh, okay. What else you got on your list? I don't want to take up your list, unless I can guess it.
One thing, if you want to help a toy photographer and say they're having a hard time getting smoke in their shots, this is a shout out to 796 Studios. He told us in our episode, but the polyfiber.
Oh yeah.
You can get a huge bag of polyfiber off Amazon for like $10. And for anybody that doesn't know, the polyfiber, you can tape it on the end of your lens, like right on the edge, and you can just have it like barely covering the lens. And what that does is creates like an atmosphere effect in your shots. So if you want like fog and you don't have a vape or you don't have a fog machine, you can use this polyfiber to kind of spread it over the lens, and it gives you that fog effect. And it's a way cheaper option, easier, clean option. I know a lot of people like Atmosphere Aerosol. I've never used that myself. I've always been afraid of atmosphere aerosol because you're spraying some kind of liquid on your figures, and for a mezco that soaks up into the fabric, I get a little concerned with that.
Yeah.
But polyfiber is great. It is super cheap. It's a great idea for a toy photographer.
Nate, I'm sensing a theme here. If you're gonna give me a ring light from Dollar Store and a bag of polyfill, we're not gonna continue this podcast. No.
I'm just thinking of
if I find just a bag of polyfill with my name on it under my tree, I want to set that some bitch on fire.
Merry Christmas, friend. Here's some polyfill.
I'm like, is that polyfill? That better not be goddamn polyfill.
No, you got me polyfill.
But these are the type of, yes, they're inexpensive gifts, but I think if you pair them up, it can make one great gift.
Yes.
Don't go all out with the lights. Get something medium range. Get some polyfill. Get some. I think what really helped me when I was really taking a dive into toy photography and I got my first like really legit camera, and I was like, oh, first DSLR was a light box. It was very inexpensive, but it really like forced me to learn about my camera, because then the light box, then you're learning about lighting and how it was so crazy how I just had desk lamps, but all of a sudden like my pictures were much more crisper and cleaner. But it was because of the light box. And then I'm like, oh, the light's being diffused. And, all this stuff where it shows that you can really control the output of your picture if you have the proper tools. And I think a light box is a really great introductory to like, hey, go to the basics. Like, and it's nothing fancy. It's not a diode. It's nothing. It was just, I was taking some simple, just black background shots or, different color shots, but everything was just very, very basic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, light boxes are great because it shows you the power of reflection, which a lot of people don't remember, that reflecting light can also help with shots. Like one thing I've been using a lot, and you've been seeing it probably in my BTS, is little pieces of foam just to reflect light. But a light box does the same thing. So if you're just starting out and you're having trouble with lighting figures, use a light box and put a dial piece back there, because they're big enough to where you could fit like an extreme sets piece or something else from maybe diorama prints or fig sets. I know they have some dial pieces too, but you can start out simple, but lighting is just so key for shots, and the light boxes are great because it's all about reflection of light. Man,
it's and that's think about your fellow collector. It's like, give them like a nice gear set, because those are always sometimes the funnest. Like you're shopping around, you're getting different things. The other thing I would recommend is a tripod. I think no matter, it could be for your phone, it could be for the camera, it could be a big one, or it could be something mobile. It's crazy how many, when I was first shooting, I was like, I don't need a tripod right now. But then now I have like 4 or 5 of them, because I'm always needing a tripod where I can just stick my phone on there. I'm like, all right, great. I'm glad I had that. And you see, as you start to get more and more invested into the hobby, you realize, oh yeah, how did I ever do this without a tripod?
Yeah, tripods, I use it for every single shot that I do now. And for a long time, to Prime's point, I never used tripods.
Yeah.
And unless you're amazing, which can do freehand and have amazing shots, you need a really steady hand to do freehand. Because if you don't, that shot's going to look just a little fuzzy. Just because your hands shake. As your heart beats, your hands shake. As you breathe, your hands move. You don't realize it, but as you're taking a shot, that tiny bit of movement can make a big difference in the clarity. So if you want more clarity, get a tripod. And even those, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. I know there's very expensive tripods out there, but if you've never used one before, get one that's simple, that you can, rotate the head around. And it's great because for like, if you want to frame a shot, you get the tripod all kind of set up, you lock it in place. And then that thing never moves. So you can move everything around in the frame. That's one thing I do with shots when I'm, bouncing ideas off Prime. Like, what do you think about this? And he'll tell me like, well, I'll move this around. I keep it exactly where it is.
I don't.
And then all I have to do is just move around the figures just a little bit. And the camera's already exactly where I had it before. The tripods are great. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Or if you're eating like a big ass bag of Sour Patch Kids and you're trying to take a picture and you're like munching around,
you want it to sugar on your hands. You're like, oh man, I can't take this shot. Yeah, tripod's good. Figures on sale, like we talked about with Black Friday. I know we're kind of past that now, but it's probably going to happen again as we get closer to Christmas. If you see a figure on sale, that's a great idea. I know we're talking about these are collectors already. Extreme sets is a great idea for fellow friends. They're not very expensive.
No.
You're talking about like maybe $30 to $50 for an extreme set. That's a great starting point for a toy photographer. Or diorama prints or fig sets from our friends over at the Toy Aisle podcast. I'm going to say that wrong.
Spreading rumors, starting beefs.
Yeah, spreading rumors and starting beefs is what I do. But yeah, extreme sets are great, or a dio piece, something like that. If you go to Hobby Lobby, you can find some great little miniature dio pieces, which are awesome for photography. That kind of stuff is great for like a fellow toy collector.
Yeah. And it's sometimes, again, it's like creating that bundle where you're like, you may think the collector or you may not need this, but like after I got my light box, my wife got me like this lens kit. It was different lenses for my camera that added different filters. And it was like just showing me how to make the maintenance on the camera, make sure I keep it clean. I don't do stuff with, if you're doing outside shots, you want to make sure you don't get any grime in it. But then the cleaning kit came with the remote for the shutter. That, man, I would set up a shot tripod, and then I take a step to the left and I'd kick over the tripod. That would knock over the extreme set, and I would shoot all the figures everywhere. Literally, like, true story. That happened one time. I was setting everything up, and I went, and clumsy as I am, I'm like Donald Duck in it, and just knocked over the tripod. Oh, I lost it. So then
talk about rage inducing.
Yeah, my wife's like, here, look, I got you this cleaning kit, and it came with the remote. And I was like, perfect. I set everything up, and then I take like 2 big ass steps back, and I'm like, let me just back up, click the remote, and picture's taken. I don't have to worry about my fat fingers messing up anything. But yeah, something as easy as the remote, man, it was like such a great.
Or if you want to do like rain in a shot, remotes are great for that, because you can spray the bottle and then hit the remote to like get the shot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, remotes are great. Or if you want to take like photos of your family, set up on the tripod, get in the shot, have a remote in your hand that you can't really see, and then you're just snapping away. It's so useful for stuff like that. And remotes, typically, I think remotes run like maybe $10. They're like so cheap. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money.
Polyfill and a remote, boom, $20. You're done. I'll wrap it all up.
We're saving you money. We're saving you money here. See what Prime is telling us is he wants polyfill.
Yeah.
He wants a remote, and then maybe like a small little dial piece.
Yeah, small little dial with one light from the dollar store. A candle tea light. Tea lights, those candle tea lights from the dollar store, those things, they can make a scene really good. I'm telling you, just
spread them around.
Buy them a $50 gift card for a dollar store.
They'll be set, dude. You get your polyfiber, your lights, everything. You can get like little Christmas trees from the dollar store. It's great.
Yeah. So I think that moves us into like gift cards. Like I'm a huge fan of gift cards. I know sometimes it's there's no thought into it. If you give me the right amount, and then 2 to the right place, like that's all done deal.
Who doesn't want free money?
Right. Yeah.
And if you really just stumped on what to get them, everybody says that gift cards are like the easy gift. Yeah, that's true. But nobody's ever going to get pissed if you give them a gift card to Amazon.
Yeah.
Or like a gift card to Target.
And that's why, like, don't give me a gift card to like, I don't know, it's like
Old Navy.
Yeah. Yes. Don't give me a gift card to Old Navy. Like, I'm not going to be able to spend $25 on sweaters. Like,
I never go in that store. I don't want to go there.
Don't make me go to somewhere like, man. And even when you think like, I got a gift card last year, I think the year before, to Michael's, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna easily spend this. And I couldn't freaking spend it. Like, I think I still have like $2 left. And I was like, fuck, I should have asked for an Amazon gift card. Like, Amazon, I can easily spend it. But
Amazon's
even
the way to go. Or Amazon. Like BBTS.
Yeah, just give me a BBTS or a Dorkside, or I don't know. Just don't send me to Old Navy. Come on.
Nobody likes to shop at Old Navy. I'm sure there's somebody out there like, wait, I bought my jeans at Old Navy.
They're like, I'm listening to you guys with my Old Navy sweatshirt. Fuck you guys.
We just insulted half our audience.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but yeah, just be thoughtful of your gifts. And if you don't want to give your friends a gift.
Yeah.
And you can still give something. There are lots of toy drives out there.
Yes.
Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
I saw that you shared this with me, but Valaverse.
Yeah.
They're having that awesome stream where they've got the kid on there who has been fighting cancer, and he's got his own Kickstarter. Donate to that, help somebody else out, or whatever it is. Like Toys for Tots is great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of underprivileged people out here. We talk about buying figures every single week.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that can't buy figures ever, right. So like do something where you get a Marvel Legend that maybe you would want, and then donate that to Toys for Tots. Don't give them like some cheap, shitty like toy.
The one you got for free, the 5 POA.
Yeah.
Shitty Marvel.
I see some like crappy toy in the Toys for Tots box. I'm like, man, no kid wants that.
Yeah.
Like, just think about it. Like, what would you want as a kid? You know?
Yeah, and there's a lot
help somebody else out.
A lot of cool spots where, like, I know sometimes like credit unions or your banks will have like they'll have the Make-A-Wish stickers, and you can kids will write what they want, like, oh, I want a soccer ball, or I want a bike, or whatever. My wife's work has a couple of that's what they're doing. They're sponsoring like a local charity, and we're gonna take our kids and have them pick out a star, and then we'll take them to the store and buy that one kid their Christmas wish, and that's what at the end of the day. It's like, it's a season to give and just to kind of spread it. Because if you're fortunate enough to collect as much as we've been, like as much as I've been collecting, I can almost get whatever figure I want. Like I want to be able to spread that love and that hobby to those that can't enjoy that, even if it's just once a year, and try to make it a tradition where it's like we're just more aware. And do we do that more than just once a year? So
right.
Yeah, the toy drives are always great. It's just being aware, just being aware and being compassionate to those around us.
I think we get a little sometimes, and I do this myself, we get like a little selfish, or we just get very focused on ourselves. And to Prime's point, this is the season of giving. If you can do it, if you can afford it, just do a little something for somebody else. It really means a lot to those people. And there's kids that just don't have toys, and they want toys, and they just don't have families that have the money to afford it. And, we're very fortunate that we can collect like we do, but there's just not a lot of people out there that can do that. And there's just not a lot of visibility on it, which is sad. People want to ignore that side of society. Like, I'd just rather focus on myself. Right. But if you can give something out, even if it's like $20, just try to do that for somebody, because it means a lot to them.
And time over and time again, like I think I've seen a lot of individuals from the toy community really step up, and there's a lot of us out there that we really like. I'm always impressed by those in the community that come out and show how much they enjoy giving. They're constantly taking advantage of the Black Friday sales and buying these great figures or great toys, but at really great prices, and then just turn them in to Toy for Tots. So it's great.
Yeah. I know Kevin's been promoting a lot from Toying Around.
Yeah.
Just remember, guys, during the holidays, if you have extra money, like help somebody out at Toys for Tots. Jay Hernandez has been really great about promoting it. Like you said, I mean, I could go on and on.
Yeah.
Infinity Equation. There's so many guys out in the communities that are so good about
everyone pulls together and gives them. So maybe we should let them know about our wish list. What's your wish list? If they don't want to give to those kids, they can give to these kids.
If you guys want to give us some free figures, I mean, by all means. One of the things at the top of my wish list is a Sovereign Knight Batman, the standard edition, because I missed out on that one. I love the PX. I've got the Onyx. For some reason, I just never collected the standard, so that's one of them. I need a good Bane figure.
Yeah.
I missed out on the Storm collectibles, and if you guys have checked eBay recently, that's going for like $175.
Yeah,
very expensive. So I need a good Bane figure, whether it's a DC Direct animated series one or the Storm.
Yeah,
if you guys really want to be that generous, please don't do that if you don't have the money. But yeah, that would be amazing if I could get a good Bane figure.
See, and I think sometimes like that's like if I'm getting a gift for a fellow collector, I'm like, okay, what's their one figure that's I know Grail is like overused, but yeah, it's like the top, like this is my wish. And a lot of times I told my kid, work on your wish list, and he was like scrolling through the Target app on my phone, and he's like, oh, I really like this Lego set, it's $150. I'm like, look, it's your wish list, don't look at the dollar amount, just this is your wish list. Like you just I want you to go for the stars, you know, and if I can make it happen, I'll make it happen. But at the same time, like I don't want him to look at prices and then already set like limit himself, you know. So
right.
a lot of times I'm like, yeah, like throw everything in there, stuff that's really inexpensive, stuff that's expensive or that you missed out on. I think the one figure that I regret passing on and I still have not been able to find for a reasonable price is the Storm Collectibles Terry Bogard from King of Fighters. I can find the green player
Alex,
version,
right?
yeah, but I want
Axel.
Axel Rose, okay. Alex Rose, yeah. Yeah, man, the player one version, I'm kicking myself in the ass for skipping on him. That's the one dude where I'm like, okay, need him on my list.
It's weird because Storm's like very selective about what they reissue. Like some things you'll see get reissued a lot.
Yeah.
Like those event exclusives.
Yeah.
They came back in SDCC and NYCC, but you can't get the Golden Axe battle guy. I can't remember what his name is.
Oh, the main dude?
Axe Battler from Golden Axe. Yeah. You can't find him anywhere. You can't find the Streets of Rage figures anywhere. I don't see him anywhere. So it's weird how stuff for Storm sometimes is readily available and they reissue it. Other things like what you're talking about, the Terry.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a Terry in person before.
Oh man. And that was the thing. Like I seen him in person and I was like, okay, either get Terry or I get Axel. And I'm like, oh, I'll get Axel or Alex. Now I can't remember his name because you fucked me up. But I'll go with the Streets of Rage guy. And then oh man, it's like that's it. It's now I can't freaking find them for like a reasonable price. Yeah, it just freaking and then what Storm does is like they've released like E-Honda like in 10 different colors. Like there's E-Hondas like it's crazy. I'm like, give me a different Terry. Like I don't like the green. Give me a blue version. Like I think there was 4 different. Like give me another color. No, it's only like the green. I can't stand that green color. But yeah, on E-Honda, it's
was
like,
the green a variant or is the green a standard one?
Green is like a player 2 version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I think if I remember in the game, it was either red, green, or blue. Like.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew I should have got him. It's so funny because it's just more of a like connection. My older brother used to always play King of Fighters, and he was always like that freaking character, and he would whoop my ass. I mean, I was only like. I don't know, like 7 or 8, and he wouldn't take it easy. I mean, he'd fucking whoop my ass I had lost for like 2 years straight. Every single time, I never won. And my older brother would just like rub it in my face, and I was like, I fucking hate this. So you want to play again? I'm like, yeah.
Game and I hate
and
you.
then I play again, and he's like, whoop your ass. And then just the hat flinging, he'd be like, yeah. So I love it. Yeah. And I think
the original Terry Bogard was like the red jacket with the white undershirt.
Yeah. He's on my top wish list. Aside from that, like I'm really trying to like, should I get more gear? Should I ask for gear? Because figures, I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to ask for figures. You know, I'm in so many lines where I'm like, am I really appreciating them enough? What else would make some good gifts? I'm into shirts, as you guys know. I always try to like put a different shirt on. And I really like kind of wearing that type of apparel. So I think there's just so much out there. Like this year, I just
Prime likes hats too.
Oh yeah, and hats. Yeah, and then
hats. I was going to say hats.
But then the problem is, then everyone gets you hats and shirts, and then I have too many fucking hats and shirts. Now I'm like, okay, I don't need like I almost have like one hat for every day. So I'm like, okay, like I gotta tell people like, hey. Because then I'll get fucking dumb hats, you know. I don't want to like.
Yeah, I don't want this hat. Like you're wasting
your money.
Give
me a gift card so I can pick my hat. Like let me.
Right.
But yeah, I was strolling through Target today, and I came across these What If Funko Pop shirts.
Nice.
And I see those listening. It's a What If with Doctor Strange, Captain Carter, and T'Challa as Star-Lord.
Nice.
And they got these like really neon like funky colors going on, which I really dig. and I think these would make like good stocking stuffers or like a good quick, if you can find them, gifts. I also came
They sell out
across
quick, man.
Yeah, I also came across a Spider-Man Funko Pop shirt. I know I'm not into Funko Pops, but I always get them as gifts. Again, that's the one gift where people be like, "Oh, you're into comics here, Funko Pop, great, I can appreciate it. I wouldn't buy it for myself." But these shirts,
Right.
like this was really cool, and it looks like they're 2 VHSs. So
Yeah, that's cool. I was gonna
yeah,
ask, is that like 2 separate shirts? But
it
it's
looks
probably
like it's
just the
just one.
box
I don't know. But
design.
even the bottom has like 2 different video
Oh wow.
cassettes. Yeah.
Huh.
So for those listening, yeah, it's a Spider-Man like from the animated series. He's fighting Doc Ock. He has Black Cat and then Madam Web's on there, on the
Nice.
shirt. Yeah, it looks cool. Those would be fun
That's
gifts.
cool. Yeah,
I'm giving you guys nuggets here, golden nuggets.
I saw a Batman one. It was a Funko one that was really
Yeah.
cool, and I was like, it's Funko. Maybe I won't get it. And then I decided, like, okay, I'm gonna pick that up. Went back,
Yeah.
it was gone.
Yeah.
Those things sell out quick because they're usually Target exclusives.
Yeah, and I didn't know that till recently. And the Spider-Man one was the last one. Luckily, it was in my size. And then
Nice.
the What If I think was the last one too, because usually it's like extra small.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they're always like Mario size shirts, and I'm like, I can't wear that. Those shirts are way too tiny.
796 style.
Yeah,
that's great.
The Contour King, he likes small shirts. For some reason, I mean, I don't know. Like the dude's from Chicago, he likes showing his belly button everywhere. Who knows? That's not my.
He's all
that's
about
not
the
my thing.
crop
It's his
tops.
thing. He's all
Crop
about the crop
tops.
tops. Yeah.
I mean, when you're cha-chaing, you need something that breathes, right? You need some
Probably
airflow to come in there. So
you know what?
Cha-cha.
That makes sense. I'm gonna stop giving them so much grief for the crop tops.
Oh man,
that's too funny.
Well, hopefully that helps you guys out.
Yeah.
You know, just think outside the box is what we're really trying to say. Like, don't go with the tried and true figures. We all collect figures. You know, like Prime said, if there's a figure that I want, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait for Prime to give me a gift that's a figure that I really wanted. You know,
get you some polyfill.
Yeah, there you go, polyfill. It's gonna be in his stocking this year. But yeah, just think outside of the box. You know, like your friends are your supports too. And I think we take them for granted because they're like, yeah, these people are here all the time. But a little bit goes a long way. And if you want to keep these friends good friends, you know, maybe give them a surprise. It doesn't have to be Christmas. Maybe just wait for their birthday. But just think outside of the box. Think about what they like, what kind of person they really are. You know, it shows you've been listening. It shows that you're a good friend. That little bit goes a long way with that friendship. That's a friend that you can have for years to come. So just think about those people.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we did talk about some stuff on our live this week, but there are a couple of new pre-orders that I saw go up.
New pre-orders.
Yeah, one of them is the G.I. Joe classified Cobra Bat.
Yep.
And the Alley Viper.
Yeah, that bat. I'm gonna have to jump on that bat.
Oof. That bat looks good, man. It looks really good. And it's up on, I think it's up on all the major sites now.
Yeah.
You've got BBTS. This is where I'm at now. But I think it's on Dorkside. It's on Empire Toy Shop. I mean, you name it. It's all over the place. I think it's on Target. But yeah, these bats are a must-have, man.
Yeah.
They're just too cool.
So how many are you going to be getting? 2 or 4?
I pre-ordered 4 from Dorkside already.
Dang, that's a good number.
They're just so good. And
Yeah.
I've been using those Cobra Troopers a lot. I'm like, man, I need more G.I. Joe bad guys because they're so universal.
Yeah.
For just a generic bad guy in any shot. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Unless you have some a-hole that's trying to be like, oh, you know, Cobra G.I. Joe doesn't end up with Batman. Like, oh, fuck that guy. Who cares? He's a bad guy, so he's gonna end up in my shot. But yeah, the bats and then the Cobra Vipers or Alley Vipers, excuse me. I don't know anything about this guy, but he's cool looking.
G.I. Joe went through this funky phase where they're cool looking. I remember having the 3.25 figure. I'm with army builders, it's gonna be tough. Like I can't army build both of them. I'm probably just gonna get a bunch of bats and skip on the Alley Viper. He's really cool. And Joe's they've been killing it. I'm having a lot of fun with the Joe line.
As far and they're just readily available now. They're easy to find.
Yeah.
$25. I mean, I think they're $22 on Target.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of the Python Patrol Vipers or bats, excuse me, from Target. Those are cool. I think I might have those as like just a different variant of the bat, just so I don't have so many of the same ones. But yeah, a bunch of bats everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see that these go up because I've seen a lot of people already have them in hand. I think Walmart had them like a pre-order a while ago where they went up, and some people have them. 78 points of articulation is one guy that comes to my mind. He's got like 4 already.
Yeah.
These don't come out till June, which kind of sucks. But if you have been missing out on the bats, they're available now. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Another pre-order I saw was the Gotham Knights. Talking about Toddy Mac here again.
Here we go.
But the Gotham Knights DC figures. I'm really excited for the game. Maybe not so much the figures.
Yeah. Are they all the same height?
Cool they probably are. Let's see. Nightwing. He is 7 inches, 17.78 centimeters. Let's look at Robin, who should be shorter. Oh, damn.
What is
He's the same height.
Oh, my goodness.
He's the same height as Nightwing. And I bet Batgirl is also the exact same. And this Batgirl looks a little weird. Like, it does look cool, but I don't think there's any kind of, like, there's no articulation here in this piece.
You don't think she has, like, a diaphragm?
Diaphragm.
Yeah.
See, you can see it right there. There's nothing there.
Yeah, there isn't.
There's no ab crunch.
No.
I don't know if there's anything.
Well, I wonder if it's rubbery. Maybe it's just rubbery because, like, the Flash doesn't have any. But you can, like.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
No, she comes with one staff, like one piece, one baton.
Not 2 batons. One baton.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah.
And then you got Red Hood, who's a different version of Red Hood.
Yeah.
But this guy comes with probably the best accessories. 2 shooting fingers.
He's like pew pew. He's all.
Yeah, the whole DC thing where they're not releasing weapons with figures anymore.
Oh, maybe they're not showing them, but they'll come with weapons.
I don't know, man. It looks
maybe
like
they can't show them
2 shooting fingers.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna do a Shooter McGavin shot with this guy. Shooter.
Yeah. Price is wrong, Bob.
Yeah. Price is wrong, bitch.
Man. No, I'm hoping that they come with guns. That's just that they have to show them like this because of whatever.
I hope so. Like the Yamaguchi Joker. I remember they didn't show a lot of his weapons.
Yeah.
And he came with 2 pistols, 2 Tommy guns. But I've seen that, what was it? Gosh, I can't remember the fucking name now. Anyways, a lot of the new DC stuff is not coming with weapons.
That's crazy.
Which is just crazy to me. So yeah, I mean, if you're into the Gotham Knights stuff, and if you want a Nightwing or a Robin that are all the same size, or a Batgirl that's the same size, you can get the Tony Pack stuff. Not really for me. I'm probably just going to wait for the game. But yeah, I mean, that's out there if you want it. We talked about RoboCop. I won't go into that again. Going into our next topic, Plastic Confessions.
Yep.
I see a box behind you.
Right here. We got a box. And we'll crack it open and we'll see what's in there. It's my pile of loot from BBTS.
And Prime doesn't even remember what's in there.
I don't.
So this is going to be a discovery for all of us.
Yeah, it is going to be a discovery.
Dude, that thing is bigger than I thought it was. That's like got some depth to it.
Yeah. I was on trying to make some type of point as you walked away, and then I just like lost my train of thought. So to those listening and like those watching me, I was like, yeah, and then at the end of the year, and I totally just went blank. I was like, wait, what was I gonna say? And we were talking about like how the pre-orders, they're still coming through, right? That this is what I was gonna try to say is the pre-orders are still coming through. It's crazy that we're still getting new product revealed, and it's the end of the year. You know, the new year is about to start, and everyone's gonna be anticipating like, Toy Fair, or what's the next big con, and you know when's
Toy Fair,
are things gonna still stay virtual, or are there going to be a mix of both? Because sometimes a lot of cons are still happening. We had just Mythic LegionCon, we had Designer Con.
You know what con happened that I totally forgot was going on?
Yeah.
Is the SDCC special edition, and it went on during Thanksgiving week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it.
That's right. I totally forgot about. Man,
yeah,
and see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it didn't feel like it was San Diego Comic-Con. There was I didn't feel like it was like big, huge news reveal type of thing. So even though the year is ending, it doesn't really feel like that because it's like new stuff is really coming out, and a lot of these pre-orders, they're already having dates with 2022. So I'm like, okay, my 2022 year is already filling up. Like, what's next?
Right.
Like, give me new product now for what? 2023? That's the crazy part. That's kind of what I was trying to say until you freaking left, and then like I drew a blank because I was like, wait, am I talking to myself or am I not talking to myself?
It just shows you how much we rely on each other. When one of us leaves, it's like, I don't know what to do. But yeah, Fabster 3000, he's really great about posting some Mezco shipping updates.
Yeah.
2022 is completely full
of
Mezco pre-orders that are going to get fulfilled. It's insane. Yeah. I think Mr. Freeze got pushed back to like May or July, which really sucks.
We want Freeze in the summer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Time to chill out in the summer. But yeah, there's just so much stuff already coming out. Okay, what do you got here?
There's a Marvel box in here. What was it that I got? That was Marvel.
He legit does not know what's in this box.
Oh my! I forgot. I know one.
You got a little pile here.
Man, I totally forgot about this guy. We got Titanium Man.
Oh, nice Titanium Man.
Yeah,
that thing is sweet. He's huge. He's a big boy.
The head sculpt kind of looks like you. Look at that. Kind of the beard going on. I just need to put some glasses on him. It's like pissed right now.
I just need to beef up.
So we got Marvel Select Titanium Man. Oh yes, this. I forgot.
Oh hell yeah!
We got DC Direct Joker, deceased
Joker.
Yeah,
nice. That's rad.
Okay, man, I can't believe Oh, of course. And then we got Goliath.
Nice.
Yeah. See, a little bit of everything for everybody.
A little bit of NECA. A little bit of Marvel Select.
Oh, here we go.
Super 7 Michelangelo.
Nice. It's my first turtle. Yeah. My first Super 7 turtle. So I'm super excited to crack this open.
I think Wave 4 is going to be coming soon. So that's Donnie, Casey, Mondo Gecko, and what's the fourth one? The trash guy. Why am I not? Muckman.
Oh, yeah, Muckman. Yeah.
I think it's all those four. Yeah, that wave.
And
the whole wave looks
big ass bag of Sour Patch Kids.
Nice.
That was the last thing.
That's a great plastic confession.
Hey, that was my plastic confession.
I'm cheating because I've already revealed this once, but I got my Casino La Cucaracha Gomez.
Nice. Oh yeah, I got mine too.
Yeah, I haven't received anything else since then, and I have not had any time to open him up. But he looks great. I saw that Bill from Dorklayer did a really cool swap where he put the gold Mez black jacket on this Gomez. So he's got a bow tie, black jacket, and then he put a Jon Stewart head on it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. A lot of kit bash potential, I think, with that Casino Gomez. And then the PSCC 5-point set is just, it's awesome. So I'm excited to open that. I'm going to be getting into that this weekend.
Sweet.
My Nasty Nate's dirty trick for the week. I'm going to steal from Jason B. Michael, but the importance of backlighting. So if you have like a shot, make sure you have some kind of backlighting in the back, kind of like this. That's coming from the back, like me. You can see it sort of separates me from the background. If you can do that with like a figure where you've got a light in the back that's sort of coming at the back of the figure like this, you can see it kind of accentuates some of his features. Backlighting is just so damn important. And I think a lot of people forget the importance of backlighting, but it really helps separate your figure from the background. You don't want your figure to blend in the background, because if you think about, look at Prime. He doesn't look like he's in the background. You don't want your figure to look the same as your background. You want to look separated. So backlighting is great to do that. You can do it with if you have a ring light back there, if you've got like a desktop lamp, just have something that's kind of from the back shining down, and then have side lights. Don't ever do lights directly from the front. Like, you don't ever want a light that's shining directly at the front of your figure, because that just washes it out. So do like side lighting, use the foam pieces like I'm talking about. I got like a new TV on Black Friday, and I just took the foam pieces out of the box. I broke them in half. I'm using that. That's great. So backlighting, like Jason B. Michael says, is one of the most important things in toy photography. I have started adopting that approach, and I'm very happy with the results. So try it out. You might be surprised with the results.
Nice.
Last but not least, the Figure Aficionado for the
Figure
week.
Aficionado.
People doing serious toy photography work out in the community. I'm going to recognize my friend. I don't think I've recognized him before, but maybe Prime will tell me if I have. Toys for Life 88, Niels Van Reel.
Yeah.
That guy is just a master at his craft. I talk to him at least 2 or 3 times a week, just to get tips on photos and lighting, and I show him shots just like I do Prime. He's one of those other guys that I bounce ideas off of. I'll send probably my photo to like maybe 3 different people in the community just to get their thoughts. Like, Prime, what do you see? What do you see, Niels? What do you see, Cody, Sir Chappie? But Niels does amazing work, and he's a master of just like mood lighting and just really capturing the scene. He's from the Netherlands, so he's one of those out-of-country collectors. But I mean, just go through some of his work here. I love this Star Wars shot that he did recently with the rain. This is all practical.
Yeah, that's dope.
I don't think there's any. Yeah, obviously there's some special effects going on here from Photoshop, but this Doctor Strange shot's really great. This vapor shot that he did is just awesome. You wouldn't expect vapor in like a snow scene, but this just really came together well. I'm just a huge fan of his work. He's a big inspiration for me in his lighting game, and we're very similar in our interest. I love this Luigi shot that he did with the Ghostbusters. Yeah. Really cool, just mixture of different properties. The Iron Spider from Yamaguchi.
That's dope.
So awesome. Yeah. So he's a great photographer. I love this DKR shot. You can see that he did with a bunch of dead villains around the side. I'm trying to get to the one that he did for this one. Like, look at this shot. Look how much is going on in here. This must have taken forever to set up. It's crazy. And he posts BTS. If you ever weren't wondering how he does his shots, he's got very intricate, kind of Jason B. Michael style BTS for his shots. Great photographer. Definitely check him out if you don't know who he is. You will not be disappointed. So
That's
shout
awesome.
out to you, Niels. I know you've been listening to our stuff. I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate your work.
Great Figure Aficionado. Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Hat off to you, sir.
Yes.
That's gonna do it. For another episode of the Figure Booth. If you guys want to get a cool shirt like a friend here, look at him rocking the shirt. Where should they go?
You guys got to go to thefigurebooth.com to get this shirt, which is made by the one and only Gonzo, Adam Gons. Or if you want the other shirt, which is made by Action Figure Neverland, Brian, 2 great artists in the community.
Yep.
You can get those there. Or if you want to support this guy over here, Prime, you can get some of his shirts too, because he's got some pretty awesome stuff with his logo on it. This is going to be too late. Make sure you check out the next Enablers episode. It's the last one of the year. It's going to be huge. Right, there's a lot of extra guests going on. Yeah. It's probably going to go on for like maybe 4 or 6 hours. We'll see how long it goes.
It might still be going on by the time you guys are listening to this episode air on Sunday.
On Sunday, it might still be happening. So definitely go check that out. Go check out figurebooth.com. Me and Prime are thinking about some other ideas for different types of merch. in 2022 to add.
Mm-hmm.
So expect that if you guys are checking out the website.
Yes.
And if you haven't already, please go subscribe to figurebooth.com on YouTube, Figure Booth on YouTube. If you're not subscribed already, hopefully you guys are. Hit the notification bell, hit the like button on all of our videos.
Yeah.
It really means a lot to us. If you want to comment, if you have some different ideas about some gifts for your friends, throw them in the comments. Everybody's going to want to know that stuff. So put it in the comments. It's helpful for all of us. We're in that middle of the shopping season. So put it in the comments.
I'm going to come back and take a peek. I want to see some comments down there.
Yeah. Where's it at?
It's only Gonzo saying that he wants something.
There's Plasty down there. I know he's going to say something.
So yeah, you guys can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all under Prime to the First.
You guys can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and if you want to play Halo, add me on Xbox. My gamer tag is FigFanNate. I've been playing a hell of a lot of Halo.
Man, I need to download it and get on it.
It's such a good game. So much fun.
Nice. That's going to do it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Till next time, you have been listening to The Figure Booth.
See you guys later.